You know what I say? I say a party that is, that has made itself susceptible to stomach infrastructure can never be a good opposition party. Look at what is happening there. All of them are going to kiss the ring. They are going to shake hands. Why? Stomach infrastructure, nothing else.
Are you referring to Daniel Bwala when you say that?
You have said so.
Following up on the scandal that has rocked the humanitarian ministry, which led to the suspension of its minister, Dr. Betta Edu. The minister was said to have received the sum of 3 billion naira of COVID-19 funds for the verification of the National Social Register. Well, in a letter dated September 18th, 2023, Femi Gbajabiamila, the chief of staff to the president, told Betta Edu that her request to obtain the 3 billion naira from the COVID-19 funds had been approved by the president. The 3 billion naira was reportedly disbursed to 9 companies, including one linked to Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, Minister of Interior. The approval letter from the chief of staff has now elicited more reactions. Vimbai, this letter, is coming at the same time, that panel has been set up to investigate the ministry. But the issue here is about that COVID-19 funds. I mean, back in 2020, the World Bank had issued $114 million to Nigeria. And also, even the central bank issued 100 million naira credit. And, we saw a lot of looting at the time. If you can pull up some of those videos where Nigerians were saying we are suffering, where is the money? But at the time, they also asked the Accountant General of the Federation to account for those funds. And now we are seeing that the 3 billion naira, that's the video, the 3 billion naira was issued for verification of the social register. I mean, this is absurd at this point.
Governments in Nigeria tend to impose state terrorism by virtue of the policies that they impose or implement. So I examine fuel price terror. Their own terrorism is worse than Boko Haram terrorism. And actually, they are the cause of insurgency, banditry that we experience today. So our anger should actually be directed at the terrorism of the state.
All those criminals, bandits, enough is enough. We'll do everything within our powers to make sure that we will not allow this to happen again. And that is why just this morning, Mr. President has given me an approval to provide every logistics required to the security agencies.
My correct people, now welcome back again to Bod TV. But we would analyze all the trends where they happen. My country people, we don't they talk say 2024 hey many gboza it go happen. And this one I can make the tag can they switch where they talk to make you not good for anybody this year. Peter Obi don't come out, content Tinubu say come. When I see the security of a thing, when I no one fit so, time go come when be say you yourself no go fit they travel, they go order foreign trips again because your house go they on fire. You can't they think say now only security issue, but no, the ministers and the people where Tinubu put for position, they don't they call Tinubu to attention, say all of them. Almost all of them, they be thief. Say make it begin, they tell all of them, make they step down, make they investigate into their matter. Now remember, say better own, still they grand. And right now, the matter don't they complicated where because they don't see trace another 3 billion where they support say help you and me for that COVID-19 matter. After they don't do the social register, can't sign more, they can't release the money. But Amari go, they not come here of money matter again. No, they still where the money can go. My country people, this one at the start of the new era because many people legging they go zolo, they come out one by one. Right now, Tinubu don't give Wike pata authority make it oversee the kidnapping and the bandits where they go on for FCT. He don't talk and say make it begin the step left for people toes. So even if na person wey be say he be oga pata na he dey behind all this, he see make they pull all of them down. Say because right now he not they happy again. All fingers they point at Tinubu, said it too they relax. You know they do anything concerning this kidnapper and bandits. Say maybe it gets something to do with them. So right now that's why we can they come out, when they talk say he want begin to deal with these bandits and these kidnappers. Say in fact anywhere where they did them will fish they come out. My country people, who not think say they go fit do this thing so. Because wait me myself they think now be say hey he don't say where this thing they grand o. The genesis of the whole matter of this thing nobody know. Now not say any small thing they'll carry money go give these bandits and kidnappers as ransom, and if you not give them they go buy your family member. So because of that one people will go to all extent when they look for that money to give them. Hey, my country people, now so we go the day now so they go they settle this one, whether they want spoil this old thing, this Nigeria making not gonna get head, get tail, get front, get back, nobody really know. And the more that they kidnap, the more that they ask for ransom. My people, is there a way out? My country people, hey, una not say Kenneth Okoko, you know they spare them. In they give them ta. Is this hungry politicians where they know only their belly? They say now who they lead, now that they follow. They not go talk say even if you not be say you not lead, we'll see there for you. Say for where he say it takes the grace of God, make person stand. He say all these politicians, especially when they see for PDP or we answer them what he said they know you're good kaka. Say now only their belly now they know. He said now only Peter Obi now get true intention, good one concerning Nigeria. He say any other person, he say you know they. Well, we see they pray, not where God not go fit do. My country people make a let now watch the Kenneth Okoko video. This one will be Bod TV board, where we analyze all the trends with the app. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Wakoyo.
Be a good opposition. Because you cannot outspend the ruling party. Because the ruling party has the power and resources. You know what Hayatuddin said about the Congress of PDP? When they had the convention to produce their primaries, he said he wasn't going to participate because it's obscenely monetized. You know what Peter Obi said in his resignation letter? He said, this platform can no longer provide me a viable vehicle for me to achieve the new Nigeria that I am looking for. You know what I say? I say a party that is that has made itself susceptible to stomach infrastructure can never be a good opposition party. Look at what is happening there. All of them are going to kiss the ring. They are going to shake hands. Why? Stomach infrastructure, nothing else.
Are you referring to Daniel Bwala when you say that?
You have said so. So what I'm saying is, right from
but you said
the
that
leader,
you didn't mind. You
yes.
said that you understood him going to see the president. I read you.
I read
your quotes afterwards.
No, I said there is nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with
if
it.
the president commands you to see him. If the king of your place tells you to come and see him, wouldn't you go to see him? He would just call the Inspector General of Police and tell him this man is a terror threat. And they would carry you to the place. Yes, you may sue after. They will pay you the money, $100 million. But he has dragged you to see him. Because he is in charge of the security apparatus.
So when you say kiss the ring,
yes.
Who's kissing the ring?
I am saying that politicians have the tendency, when their policy is stomach infrastructure, to always join the winning party after elections. So there's nothing surprising about it. So it is when such things happen that the true people who have the mind to fight for a new Nigeria starts emerging. Whatever is your intention will be tested. And then the trueness of the intention will manifest.
I'm going to get to kissing the ring in a bit, but I want to talk about these Supreme Court judgments on the governorship elections. Mm-hmm. Many skeptics have been a little bit worried. There's a lot of joy. We're seeing a lot of people happy. And the judgments were not for one party. We saw the NNPP, reserve power. We saw the PDP, reserve power as well. But many people have wondered, you know, with these sorts of judgments, there's a tendency for one to be really grateful. And the ability for a person who's very grateful to stand firm as opposition could be called to question. What do you make of that, you know, that situation? Is that something you agree with?
You know, it's very unfortunate that in Nigeria, people now become grateful when people do what they ought to do. And the reason is because people have gotten used to doing what they shouldn't do. So ordinarily, what would have just been that they were doing their job, you are now grateful they did the right thing, is an indictment. And then you are now thanking the president for the job of the judiciary, another indictment. Because you're actually saying that if the president wanted, he would have directed the judiciary to rule in a particular manner.
I mean, not to cut you, but that's actually where the skepticism comes from.
That's what I'm saying.
The idea that afterwards they went to thank Mr. President as though he had something
it is ridiculous.
to do with the judgment.
Very ridiculous. It's like the Supreme Court of the United States of America giving a judgment, and then you go to thank Joe Biden for making you to have favorable judgment in the Supreme Court. Is that not absurd? That's by the way.
Or maybe it's just good manners, maybe.
No.
Mr. Koko. Maybe it's just good manners.
No, it's not good manners. It is bad manners. Good. Because you are actually confirming that the executive is in charge of the judiciary. You have negated the principle of separation of power and checks and balance. But that's by the way. Let's come to the Supreme Court judgment. If you say you are grateful to Supreme Court, as odd as it is still acceptable. Because from where I come from, even when you do what you're supposed to do, and that is where I will accept good manners from you, you can still say thank you. As a lawyer, even when the judges finish their judgment, you thank them because they took the spirit, it took the spirit of industry for them to actually sit down and write. So you thank them for their hard work. Now, after that judgment, did you notice there was peace and joy throughout Nigeria? Meanwhile, it was the opposition that won. Did you notice anything from the ruling party saying the judgment is this or that? You know why? The melody of justice will always be better than the malfeasance of corruption. It is obvious. They ruled, they judged according to the law, according to the dictates of justice. The Supreme Court was even miffed by what the Court of Appeal did. And I'll tell you, because let's really concentrate on Plateau and Kano. In Plateau State, the major thing was that the Court of Appeal was latching on a court judgment and saying that there was a court judgment that said the structure of PDP was not proper, that they didn't have structure. And so going into the election with that judgment, disobeying court order, the whole thing is null and void. Now, and then they now said the next person should be governor. First of all, it's not the duty of the judiciary to impose leadership on the people in a democracy. It is the people. And whenever a judge wants to sit down to give judgment, he must balance his judgment with the tenets of democracy, that power should proceed from the people, not from the bench. Having said that, the court judgment, assuming without conceding that there was even a court order and PDP did not obey it. What was the court order directed at? It was the primary election of Governor Muftwang and all the legislative members. In other words, pre-election matter. Pre-election matter is matter concerned with the primary election. The political party is the party that organizes the primary election, not INEC, with the supervision or observation of INEC. Now, sitting on your right is one legitimate means of settling dispute. So assuming without considering there was even an order, and no aspirant Because it is only an aspirant in that election or the political party that has the right to go to court to challenge a pre-election matter. So even if there was any court order as to that effect, and no aspirant went to court to challenge it, what it means is that the political party and the aspirant have sat down and say, we are okay with it. So as long as INEC has recognized the candidate, put it in their website, and then nobody, no aspirant challenges it, that ends it. So there is no business with the Court of Appeal to say there was a court order. Because it's another political party who is bringing the issue, meddling with the affairs of another party. So when you talk about jurisdiction, you talk about the constitution of the court, you talk about the subject matter, then you talk about who is bringing it. That's what we call locus standi.
This is Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.